Now, before I get started, there's something very important that you need to know. And this is what I often tell my patients about how to go about handling pain. I ask them, have you ever had a pebble in your shoe? And they all say, well, yeah, sure. I go, did it hurt? Yeah, of course it did. I go, well, I want you to know that the reason you were having pain in your foot was because that pebble was actually putting physical, mechanical pressure on a nerve. And as you walked around and you put more and more pressure on that nerve, it started to get more swollen and sore until finally you had to pull over and actually pull the pebble out, didn't you? And they all say, yeah. Now, I also ask them, I said, now look, if somebody was to come up to you and see you limping around and say, hey, what's wrong? And you go, well, I've got this stupid pebble in my shoe and it's just killing me. And they go, oh, here, why don't you try some pain medication? Or why don't you try some muscle relaxers? What would you think about that person? You'd think they were crazy. That's because we're trying to handle a physical, mechanical problem with a chemical solution, and that just doesn't work. The only real solution to having a pebble in your shoe is to sit down and take the pebble out, which in effect removes the pressure from the nerve and the person gets relief. You could take pain medication until the cows came home. It would never, ever fix that problem or handle it. It may give you some temporary relief, but I think it's pretty obvious that it would never handle the situation. You could also might suggest that you inject that area with cortisone or some other steroid because there's all that pain and inflammation in there. Again, as soon as that wore off, the problem would still be there and come back. Some people also suggest surgery for this kind of thing. Well, why don't we cut the bottom of your foot out so that the pebble will rest up there without putting any pressure on there? That would be kind of a drastic solution. Again, this is a mechanical issue, a mechanical problem, a physical problem, and it can't be solved by chemical means.
Okay, here are takeaways. For visually weak stories, you can be your best video. Tell a short, engaging story, preferably from the scene. Stick to the most interesting and relevant information.